Well, hey everybody, welcome back to
In the heart of South Carolina, swamp under moonlit skies.
that song right there just does everything. The Swamp Justice Radio. We are back in the swamp of South Carolina, talking about all kinds of things. We're talking about Murdaugh. Let me stop this. We're talking about Alex Murdaugh today. His as Netflix calls it, his unconvicted. I like that word. He's now unconvicted. And what we're going to talk about how all this jury tampering thing got going, but what we're really going to talk about, and I'm here with Callie Lyons. I'm going to bring her on in 1 second, but we're going to talk about the Lunashark. Yay! I am their favorite subject. They have a deep fantasy about me. I just know it. Hey, listen, good-looking guy. I'm kidding. Yeah, so they like to fantasize about me and talk about me a lot. I hope I'm not going to be getting an invoice on all this advertising they're giving me, but we're going to talk about Lunashark admissions that may reframe the anonymous email to Judge Newman. Everybody remembers that, right? Myra Crosby, juror 785, the egg lady. She got kicked off. You saw it on Netflix. She was on there. So we're going to talk about that in great detail. So Christine Avery, get your donuts out and let's sit and let's talk about this, because it's a lot. It's a lot to go over. We're going to add to the stage the one and only Callie Lyons.
Hey there. Thanks for having me.
Journalist extraordinaire, author, and now what? The coloring books, right?
Yeah, and the podcast, the Killer Chemistry Podcast.
And the Killer Chemistry Podcast. Where do you find where people can find those things for you?
Well, you can find all of my books on Amazon, and you can find the Killer Chemistry Podcast any place you listen to podcasts.
Isn't that so much easier than saying I'm here and I'm not? Just wherever you stream your podcast. That's fantastic. Yeah. Okay, wow. So before I get into it, I just want to say you used to work for said Lunashark. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. I keep having to admit it.
It looks painful for you to say that.
It is painful.
And if I recall, you worked there when this anonymous email came through. Yeah. And we're going to talk about the genesis of that and why all of a sudden now this whole thing is coming out. Like it's June 2nd, 2026. And we're learning more details about the anonymous email that had the egg lady removed. Wrongly, by the way, by Judge Newman. And that trial's been over for 3 years. Yeah. Alex Murdaugh is unconvicted. He's no longer a convicted murderer. He's going to get a new trial. Maybe. We'll see if the state does it. And the New Yorker magazine came out with an article, talked about Christine Avery, talked about Lunashark. Lunashark attacked him. John Monks talked about Lunashark. They attacked him. Becky Hill. They love Becky Hill. Who else? Me, you, Myra Crosby. They've attacked. I mean, it's easier to say who they haven't attacked, which I can't think of anyone right now.
That's true.
Maybe
it's a long list in this latest podcast. It's a long list.
It's a long list. But let's start. I'm going to try to put this up. And just kind of go through this article, which, by the way, I just posted. Let me see if I can get this thing up. And when did you, while we're doing this, when did you leave Lunashark, if you remember?
Yeah, I do. It was July of 2023. So a few months after the trial.
That would have been right before or after the lawsuits all started to settle.
It was before.
Before. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was before.
All right. Well, look at these two bright, shining folks here. Did you ever meet Eric Bland?
I've never met anyone, actually, because I have been working remotely this whole time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. So
Well-
here's the new article. It's Lunashark admissions, and they had in their podcast today with Eric Bland that may reframe the anonymous email to Judge Newman, or as Christine Avery would refer to him as Newmam. She always spells his name wrong. So for years, the anonymous email that helped trigger the removal of Myra Crosby, Juror 785, existed as one of the strangest side stories we talked about in the Alex Murdaugh trial. You know, and we're going to get to February 28th because it was a busy day, but we had, supposedly we had an anonymous tip, a talking juror, late night sled visit, a juror removed, case closed, Alex guilty, go to jail for life. Except now, this has all changed. I'm literally telling you guys news you haven't heard yet, probably. Newly discussed transcripts, interviews, statements, admissions, let's call them admissions, surrounding the anonymous email story in the timeline. So, but you were there during this. Did you recall any of this?
No, it was not discussed amongst the team. Thankfully, I knew nothing of this when it was happening.
Well, they discussed it.
Some people did, for sure.
Yeah. So let's just go through. So this article, I did a timeline. And on February 17th, 2023, the trial of Alex Murdaugh is in full swing. And this is Domino's Pizza Day. Now, I write about this in my book with Myra, because enough is enough, that Domino's Pizza, they had a few times. She thought 2 or 3 times. And that Domino's was the only, that time that they had lunch, and Domino's Pizza was the only time, according to Myra, that they had food brought in from the outside that wasn't from a locally owned Walterboro business. Obviously, Domino's is a national chain, and I think the guy that owned that location lived in like Colorado, lived out of the state. So on February 17th, that is a Friday. On Saturday, February 18th, this is refrigerator delivery day, according to Myra. Her tenants, Dandridge and Webb, they own a home or trailer that they live in, and they needed a new refrigerator. So she and her husband delivered a new refrigerator to the tenants. Crosby says she never discussed the Murdaugh case. She said that. I watched a Netflix episode last night. She didn't say it. And husband allegedly acknowledged that she served on a jury and could not discuss the case. That's the extent. And that's been Myra's forever. Do you agree?
Oh, yes. And she's a rule follower by nature.
Absolutely.
That's her whole thing. That doesn't define her as a person. That's not what I mean. But I mean, one of her characteristics is she follows the rules.
I mean, according to Myra, she didn't even tell her son, her own flesh and blood, that she was on the jury.
Yeah.
Didn't tell him. Her own kid. Is she going to go blabbing around to everybody else? No, her story's never changed. So it gets to be a busy week, the week of the 20th to the February 20th to the 24th. Christine Avery allegedly returns to work. Christine Avery, if for all you, we're going to put this out here. She's the one that sent the anonymous email. She, at the time, worked at Domino's Pizza with one of the tenants. And so that's where also this came from. She's also a huge Discord member of Lunashark. Hundreds of messages.
Really?
Tell us what you think the Discord is.
Well, it was a benefit for premium members of Lunashark, so they could during the trial. Oh, it's like a chat room. with different threads for different subjects. So during the trial, for instance, listeners could go on and discuss the trial, ask questions, that sort of thing.
Okay. So let's go. I'm going to pull up a calendar here real quick. I'm going to go back in time. Get out the flux capacitor here. Let's see. We're going to go to February 27th. So I say the week of 20th, 24th. Actually, I need to change that. It's the week of the 27th, which is that Monday. According to Lunashark today, on February 27th, an email arrives into the Lunashark Discord at around 4 p.m. And somebody named Allie, am I correct in that?
Yes, she's the social media manager.
She's a friend, according to Matney, friend of hers from childhood. She must be remote as well.
Yeah.
Because Avery says she tried contacting Matney on Twitter, X, and according to Matney, she couldn't even get back to Katie Couric within a week. She was so busy. So Avery goes to Lunashark, and this Alley person gets this message at around 4 p.m. So then they go on to say that the employee who receives it sends it to Mandy Matney. And well, I'm looking at it. I've got the transcript here. Boy, they go on complaining about a lot of stuff today.
Oh, do they ever?
You listen to it. I never listen to it. I always get the transcript because I want to see the words.
Right.
And I don't want my ears to bleed.
Yeah, it's safer probably to read the transcript. No, I listened to it. It was a lot. First of all, they always insult you. I hate that. You can sing to me anytime.
Oh, that's what I wanted to show today too. We're going to get to that too. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They Eric Bland says, you know what? We're going to sidebar this right now because put a pin in what we've been talking about. I got to go to this. We got. Yeah. This is what Mandy is afraid of. She says she's deathly afraid of me.
I just rolled my eyes. I didn't mean to. You are the kindest person.
Oh, thank you.
There is no reason for anyone to be afraid of you. You're doing your job. You're being a journalist, a real journalist.
Well, they say I'm not a journalist, so
That's they probably say that about all of us. Well, I know they do. So that's okay. If they define it, I don't want to be it. Do you?
Oh, here it is. This is fucking crazy. All right, let's get because I'm going to show everybody what Eric Bland is so serious about.
Oh yeah,
and he says that what I have done is so harassing, and it's frightened her to her bones, or something along those lines. I don't know. Let's. This is crazy. I forgot all about this. Thank you for reminding me. So before I play this, let me just say, I sing Barry Manilow. What is this? All it says is I'm looks like I'm on Hilton Head Island, which I have been to Hilton Head. I've been to Folly Beach. I've been to Charleston. I've been up and down Beaufort. The Low Country. I was just in Charleston last week, and Hampton. Good Lord, I'm in that town way too much.
You're all over the place.
I am all over the place. I tell you what. So, but you like myself grew up in the 70s.
Yeah.
Who was like the one of the biggest stars in the 70s?
Oh, you got to be talking Barry Manilow now.
Barry, you know what? I saw he's coming he's coming on tour, and I'm figuring out a way to try to go see this guy.
Yeah, that's impressive. I
But it
wonder if he
looks,
gets talked about hatefully when he sings his own songs.
but I don't write anything. That's all I do is I sing this song on TikTok. You know, on TikTok how
Right.
you can put music up and you can sing to it.
Yeah.
Here it is, ladies and gentlemen, the debut of Cask Comedy.
Memory, I never realized how happy you made me, oh man. Well, you came and you gave without taking, but I sent you away, oh man.
Look at me.
Well, you kissed me and stopped me from shaking, and I need you today, oh Mandy.
It's one of his best ever and one of the best songs of the 70s.
I mean, look at me. Do I look like I'm like mad and pissed off and I'm gonna go after somebody? Like,
Ooh, that's
and why
so
does she think?
threatening.
And I don't know how many women with the name Mandy live in this. How come I'm not talking about Jersey? Mandy Pierce.
There you go. There you go.
I mean,
You could
hello.
have been talking
There's-
about anybody.
Of the millions of Mandys in this world, one thinks this is about her, and somehow this is threatening to her. Eric Bland, get a job.
See your memory, I never realized how happy you made me, oh man.
You kissed me and stopped me from shaking. Oh my God. I can't with this. Like, how do you make this stuff up? How do you, in your mind, believe that that is somehow harassing?
The post doesn't even say, it doesn't link to them. It doesn't say, right? It doesn't say Lunashark.
Nothing.
It doesn't say Matney. It doesn't.
No, it doesn't say anything. I just
It's a pretty common name. I have a sister named Mandy. I mean, it is a common name.
Yeah. Oh, especially
Especially the 70s.
70s and 80s.
And after, yeah.
I'm trying to think. I've sang before in others. Oh, what?
Wow. But that's harassment. I mean, that's how they're defining harassment. And then they kind of use that as like, this is where it started. And every subsequent article, which we're talking news articles, we're talking about you doing your job, reporting the news, things that are of public interest and of public importance. And especially now, because the people who claimed ownership over this story and tried very, very hard to run off any other journalists who ever tried to cover it.
Right.
Look what they did.
Yeah, TikTok to me is, I'm going to show you another one here. It's just a place, I just go have fun at TikTok, and you can do things like this.
A man walks down the street, says, why am I short of attention? Got a short little span of attention, and oh, my nights are so long. Where's my wife and family? What if I die here? Who'll be
I got
my
a PBR
role
in my
model? Now that my role model is gone. He ducked back down the alley with summer.
You know what? YouTube's probably.
I love it. I don't know how you get offended at that.
I don't know. YouTube's probably going
That's
to
a
flag this.
stretch, isn't it, to be offended at that? Someone singing?
Someone singing. Oh, man. I don't sing
These are
that
not
well
happy people. It occurs to me these are not happy people because happy people don't live their lives that way.
No. Okay.
But that's just a side note.
Let's go back. I knew this was going to be a fun episode. I just knew it. All right.
Sorry, I was ready for this one.
Oh. Let's get back to business, shall we?
Okay, we'll try.
Yeah. Okay, so on February 27th, we got Avery arrives, the email from Avery arrives to Lunashark. This is not the one that goes to Judge Newman yet. This is just a, hey, Lunashark, I heard this. Working at the pizza place, and what should I do with it? And so they send it to Matney. Matney contacts her other employee, Liz Farrell. Together, Matney and Farrell contact another Lunashark employee, Eric Bland, who is also a South Carolina licensed attorney. This is a lot. And then Bland contacts lead investigator for the state in the Alex Murdaugh trial, Creighton Waters. I want to say that like J.P. Miller. J.P. Miller. Creighton Waters.
There you go. That's perfect.
Then, according to Lunashark again, Creighton, and this is in their own words, I quote, Creighton then asked Eric to ask me, Mandy, to ask the source, Christine, for more information, and then asked her to call them. What do you think of that statement?
Who didn't tamper with this jury? Well, you, me.
Yeah, no, I
it's a short list.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And then as a team, I'm assuming it's Matney, Farrow, and Bland, they decided to encourage Avery to send this directly to Judge Newman. That was a busy February 27th. Now,
yeah,
we come into February 28th. But before we do, I want to talk about the South Carolina Rules of Professional Conduct. And these are rules that attorneys all across the state, if you're a licensed attorney, you are to adhere to these rules. They're not suggestions, they are rules. And there's some ethical questions that rise up, whether, and I'm not here to be judge and jury on Creighton Waters, but I'm certainly here to ask these questions as to whether he received information regarding possible jury misconduct, but rather how that information traveled, according to Lunashark's own timeline, by the way. Information concerning a sitting juror flowed from Christine Avery through Lunashark to Eric Bland, attorney Eric Bland, and then to prosecutor attorney Creighton Waters, before the request for additional information allegedly flowed back through those same intermediaries. They kind of missed something, though, there. And what I kind of caught was that Creighton Waters says, call us, right? Christine Avery. But did they relay that message, or did they just say, you know what, Creighton, we're not going to do that. We're just going to go and tell her, contact Newman. That one doesn't make sense to me.
That doesn't make sense.
But there's a couple of rules, 3.5, 3.7, and 8.4. Those basically are rules of concerning tribunal communications, lawyer witness issues, intermediary communications, and conduct potentially affecting the administration of justice. Sounds like it, doesn't it?
Yes. I'm so disappointed in the prosecution.
And whether any violation occurred would ultimately depend on the facts beyond what is currently public, and what is public is coming from Lunashark. But the newly described timeline creates ethical questions that did not previously exist.
No.
Before Friday.
I wasn't looking Creighton Waters' direction. Were you? For involvement in this?
No. Now, we know that Creighton Waters didn't go to lunch without telling Alan Wilson.
You have a point there.
Did he tell Alan Wilson?
I mean, all we can do is guess, right?
You're just asked the question. I mean, why wouldn't he tell his boss?
It's kind of important.
So here's the big day. And I wrote about this in the book, Because Enough is Enough, by Myra Crosby and myself. Crime and Cask is February 28th is a huge day. We're only 2 days away from the end of the trial.
Yeah.
And this anonymous email reaches Judge Newman in the morning around 8:30. According to Lunashark, they said Allie sent a message to Avery about 8:30 and said, you should send it to Newman. By 9:30, within the hour, they said she sent it. Don't know how they know that. How can they know that? But the email reportedly does not identify Myra Crosby by name. It does not identify the tenants by name, and it reportedly makes a reference to a juror working on a monkey farm. Now,
Well, that's pretty specific.
Yeah. Well, that is specific because that is part of Liz Farrell's little spreadsheet that she got kicked out of the courtroom for,
Allegedly,
according to them.
according to them. But they were never in the courtroom again.
The day it happened, yeah, she left crying and never came back. She put a spreadsheet together about what all the jurors do based off of jury selection, and next to Myra's name, 785 was Monkey Farm.
That is just so specific. I totally understand why the judge would have a problem with that, because I think it was also male or female, some kind of age range, and occupation. In a place like Colleton County, you have identified the jurors.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't have to say their names. You've identified them.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's reportedly it's a well-written email. I have not seen the email, but reportedly it's well-written by someone with writing skills of a journalist and or attorney, not by someone who can't spell the judge's name correctly or constantly misspells the word trial. And listen, I know Christine gets upset about this. Christine, I am not picking on you. I promise you. I've spelled things wrong, but you do it on a very consistent basis. And grammar is just, everything's just mixed up. So there is a little bit of a difference of me just, misspelling a word here and there. You can't spell the word trial. It's a word, you spell it trail. And you spelled Newman's name, Newmam. I mean, it constantly things. So it's reported that this email is professionally written. But Lunashark in today's episode, they deny writing the email. They deny that Eric Bland wrote it, and they deny that Mark Tinsley wrote it.
And isn't it interesting that this all came about, all of these admissions, because a fact checker from the New Yorker contacted them or Mark Tinsley. Now I'm a little unclear on which one it was. And this story was going to say something about Attorney Tinsley's involvement.
Uh-oh.
Right. Well, so they had to correct that. And then they've said a lot more about that.
Well, this is what they said.
And we know. Yeah.
So they said, we don't have the email. I don't believe you. Which you would think we would if we were part of some conspiracy to use Christine for Egg Lady's removal. Also, these were the only instructions anyone from our team ever gave Christine for that email. We did not tell her what to say. Tell her what to say. How about what to write? We simply asked her to email the information that she told us to the right source. Nonetheless, the troll theory, everybody's a troll. They are the biggest trolls on the internet today. And they're calling everybody else a troll. You're pointing the finger at someone, you got three pointing back at you.
Yeah, they have an army.
They have an army of trolls. So stop saying that we're all the trolls, because y'all the troll. Yeah. The troll theory adopted by the big boys, the Murdaugh team, leaned into the trolls, absolutely made up some story that one of us, or Mark Tinsley or Eric Bland, wrote the email, attributed it to Christine or something like that, which is insane. That's not insane. I mean, you just told me that Christine Avery, an avid Discord user, had approached you. You contacted Liz, contacted Eric, went up to Creighton Waters. Creighton Waters is sending messages back. So why is that insane to think that maybe one of you guys wrote it?
It's not at all insane. It's a question worth asking.
And Christine, they go on to say, and for years, Christine has been correcting this online to no avail. I'll tell you what Christine has been doing to no avail is trying to separate herself from Discord. I didn't go to the Discord. I didn't do anything with the Discord. I didn't do anything with Lunashark. She has tried to separate herself from Lunashark forever. Well, now, I mean, I think they just threw Christine Avery underneath the bus. Because that's not what Christine has been saying for years. They said it's no longer anonymous, so much for that anonymity, huh? They write about me. They love me. Oh, Mandy.
Oh, it's your fault. This is all your
Mandy.
fault. How dare you ask questions and report on what they are doing?
I'm going to have to do more Barry Manilow songs on TikTok because Copacabana. Come on, tell me you just don't want to dance at the Copacabana.
I better watch out. There's Lola the showgirl, so you know who knows how you could be offensive with that one. What kind of harassment is that?
Eric Bland
isn't funny, and Myra has suffered harassment probably like no one else. Myra, Buster, Murdaugh.
Yeah, Buster. Oh my God.
I think journalists probably, I know we're supposed to expect it to an extent, but what you have been put through is not by any means ordinary, even for a journalist.
Yeah, they love me. I am on their show twice a week for probably the last, 2 months.
I hope they're pushing your numbers up every time.
They post about me. I mean, Mandy, stop, right? Quit flirting. It's not becoming of you. Your husband, who is a gun carrier, might get upset about it.
You know that's going to get you in trouble. But you said it anyway.
What? Is she flirting with me? I don't know. Is she flirting with me?
I find your sense of humor hilarious.
Oh, thank you.
We have to laugh, right? Because otherwise, this whole situation is so out of hand.
Oh, this is what I loved. We have developed a reputation for protecting sources and doing the right thing when it comes to speaking truth to power. Really? Because you're in a show cause hearing for contempt and may go to jail and spend about $50,000 of your own money because you didn't want to speak the truth.
Yeah.
It says we were a safe place for Christine, who was frightened. I didn't get that, but felt like she needed to speak up, and we told her what to do with the information after consulting the best sources available to us. By the way, it's not protecting your source when you talk about her all the time in this thing.
And that's not your job. This is why courts call us interlopers. This is why courts don't like to deal with reporters.
Yeah, no, I get it.
The press has in every way colluded to convict Alex Murdaugh in this case. And I don't mean all of the press, but I mean there have been a lot of players involved.
Yeah, I'd say all the press and then me.
Right.
Name me anybody else that says Alec Miller.
That's not our job. Our job is just to report what is happening, what's unfolding before our eyes. We aren't supposed to be involved. We're not supposed to be the story, but we're not supposed to insert ourselves into court proceedings and interference to the point of resulting in the removal of a juror.
Yeah.
Do they not teach ethics in journalism in Kansas anymore?
I don't think so. Mandy's name in the Beach v. Parker 392 case is mentioned, I think, over 55 times now. So anyway, let's get back to this. It says, let's go back to the Becky and the Facebook thing. And let's talk about how James Landon, he is a author, journalist, did an article with New Yorker magazine, portrayed that as a failed plan A of sorts, necessitating the alleged execution of the so-called plan B. I don't know what they're talking about. And a non-existent plot to send Judge Newman a so-called anonymous email from a so-called anonymous source. Did you just follow any of that? Because I didn't.
Kind of.
And again, there's a difference between asking your name to be kept out of something and not telling somebody who you are. Christine said who she was from the beginning, blah, blah, blah. And then they go into...
announced it and was subsequently treated like a hero on Discord.
Yes. While they were coordinating attacks on Dick Harpootlian to send emails to the ODC.
Yeah.
And then they go into a diet commercial.
Right.
I'm not going to
Yeah.
go. I'm not going to go there.
Okay, thank you.
James Landon's timeline has the email coming in to Becky and Facebook to Judge Newman, coming in after Becky had presented the Facebook information to Judge Newman. Non-existent plan A. James Landon words, concerted attempt to have the juror removed. Becky's information, I don't know what Landon said. I don't remember in the article, but what I know is that Becky overheard Judge Newman talking about this email, and that's when she interjected, "Oh, well, are you talking about the Facebook post?" He's like, "What Facebook post?"
The one that didn't exist.
Didn't exist. And they talk about how Becky found the Facebook post.
Yeah.
Let's get through that. Let's keep going to February 28th because there's a lot going on. Okay, so then we talked about why didn't they identify Myra? I mean, it would have been a simple question. You're talking to your fellow worker at Domino's. Who's your landlord? Who's on the jury? Oh, Myra Crosby. Just call her the monkey lady. I don't get it. So here's what happens. She sends that email on February 28th, according to Lunashark, sometime between 8:30 and 9:30 in the morning. At 1:40 p.m. in the afternoon, Judge Newman reportedly brings the attorneys in the chambers regarding an email he received. And I got that from a Twitter post that Avery Wilkes, former journalist, who was he with? Post and Courier?
I think so.
He had reported that, and at 1:40 they went to lunch. And then here's where Becky Hill starts to insert herself. She raises the issue to Judge Newman about the now fake Facebook post. Becky says she connected the Facebook post and the email after learning of the email. And we also know now that the Facebook post was 100% fake, made up by Becky Hill, trying to connect Crosby to talking about the trial of her ex-husband. Also not true. So here's where I'm going to stop for a second. With Becky Hill, because this is where it starts to seem coordinated, right?
Yes.
Becky has zero proof of a Facebook post. And according to Lunashark, they go into this whole thing about Becky, she's perusing on a Friday night. She's perusing, I guess Friday night would have been, the 26th, something like that. She's perusing multiple word of mouth, and this thing came out with her ex-husband, which is not true. And the text, the message they come to find out is from some guy that lives in Georgia, is not on multiple word of mouth, is not her ex-husband, and he deleted said message on the 15th of February when Becky says she saw it 10 days later. You want to tell me how that happened? So what we have is a complete fabrication, 100% fabrication by Becky Hill, as she's overhearing, "Oh, what is this, Judge Newman? Oh, well, I also saw a Facebook post." Really?
And then it turns into something that I believe is criminal, because then Becky Hill proceeds to torment Myra with information about her ex-husband, who she had to obtain multiple restraining orders against.
Right.
And they had Myra absolutely convinced that he was involving himself. And
I think maybe even in the general population out into the courtroom.
Right.
Yeah.
I can only imagine how terrified Myra must have been.
Absolutely.
That is scary. And that's not as scary that Mandy Matney is talking about when she's talking about being harassed. We're talking about the real thing.
Me singing a Barry Manilow song.
And get a restraining order for that, right? I mean, that's not how it works. That's so I'm outraged, and I have been the whole time without knowing the full story. The way they use the circumstances of this woman's life to torment her and publicly humiliate her.
Right.
And unnecessarily. And then they continue today.
But you have to ask yourself, and this is why the state of South Carolina needs to start investigating her a little bit harder, because whoever did it over at the 11th Circuit Solicitor's Office didn't know what the hell they were doing. Because how in the world does Becky Hill hear Judge Newman talk about an email, and somehow Becky just pulls out of her butt a fake Facebook post? How's that happen?
They need to.
On the same day, within hours.
Right.
Of the email coming in, Becky Hill comes up with a fake Facebook post that a juror is talking. And oh, by the way, it's this Myra. Yeah. Hello. I mean, wait. Where's my sounds here? And
yeah,
it's just
all so wrong.
Yeah, this deserves applause. It is so wrong because no one's answering that question. No one's asked that question. No one's asking that question. Where did Becky Hill just pull this complete fake Facebook post out? Well, she just overheard Judge Newman talking about it. But anyways, so we know it's fake. But here's where things really start to get interesting with Christine Avery. By the way, she said her husband, I don't know if she's married, but her husband threatened me last week. I think he wants to kick my ass. That's what he said.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that is actionable. That is something you could get a restraining order for.
He didn't sing a Barry Manilow song to me. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Avery told the New Yorker magazine, this James Lunsden, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, that she only met Becky Hill one time. According to the article, that's what Avery said. Okay? But on June 16th, 2023, she tells Lunashark employee Beth Braden, by the way, didn't you hire her?
Hey, now.
Yeah. She tells Beth Braden,
harassment. You don't need to go there.
She tells Beth Braden on her Discord, and I'm reading this as it was written, okay? So this is a direct quote from Christine Avery. I've met Mrs. Becky a few times. It's not a typo.
Wow.
Yeah, not a typo. And then in another post, Avery says about Becky Hill, I know her better than anyone in the world. And there's the post. And unless you're Becky or someone close to her, you can't know. Someone says, Christine Roach Avery, I know her better than anyone on this planet. Oh, I need to fix that. It says planet.
Wow.
See, Christine, I made a mistake.
Wow.
So how do you go from telling the New Yorker just last week that article came out?
Yeah.
I've only met Becky once. But then on June 16th, 2023, I've met Becky a few times. To then this one, which appears to be on Facebook, I know her better than anyone on this planet. So as we now know, according to Christine Avery, she knows Becky Hill better than anyone on this planet. I'm going to go back up to you and say, Christine Avery, on the morning of February 28th, through Lunashark, Eric Bland and Creighton Waters sent an email to Judge Newman talking about jury misconduct, alleged. And on that same day, within the same day, hours apart, at 2:00, Newman in chambers, and Becky Hill starts chiming in about Myra Crosby. The same Becky Hill that Christine Avery knows better than anybody on this planet, according to Christine Avery. So now that we know that Christine Avery knows Becky Hill better than anybody on this planet, does anybody find it odd that Becky Hill is asking about Myra Crosby on a fake Facebook post that she can't produce about allegedly talking about something on the jury? I've asked this question before 100 times, and I said it in the book. What's the easiest way to get a juror removed from a jury?
Very good point. And they didn't even have to prove it. They just suggested it. And so out of an abundance of caution, perhaps even an overabundance of caution, to protect the process, Judge Newman felt he needed to do what he did. Right? At least that's my take on it.
Yeah. The math ain't mathin', as they say.
No, it's not.
So now look, we're still on February 28th, busy day, and around 10 p.m. later that night on February 28th, SLED arrives at the home of Crosby's tenants. So we've come full circle from February 18th. 10 days later, you got SLED agents waking these people up out of bed. And they are on body cam, which has not been released. That is under seal. And the tenants are awakened. The tenants are separated, and the tenants are questioned individually. Typical cop move. And the tenants deny Crosby discussed guilt or innocence.
It's a typical cop move if you are suspected of criminal activity.
Yeah, because you don't want your stories to.
Right. But they weren't. Like,
No.
they were suspected of no wrongdoing.
Right.
This was just supposed to be an investigation, which it wasn't. But the Gestapo tactics involved here, getting somebody out of bed, putting them in a police car and questioning them.
And then they come back 30 minutes later with a subpoena. And now SLED can't issue a subpoena. Attorneys can.
Right.
So my question is, and they return the next day to the courthouse. My question is, who called SLED to go to the tenants? Who picked up the phone and said, hey, I need you to go see these tenants and question them? Now, if it were Creighton Waters, we've got some serious things going on.
Does it matter who? I mean, it wasn't Judge Newman, because that's not his role.
Yeah, he's in bed.
There's only a few people who could have made that happen. There's no good answer. I'm sorry, I can't come up with one who doesn't have an agenda.
It has to be Waters or Wilson. I mean, Wilson's not going to issue a subpoena. It's got to be Waters. But it makes it even more strange because Waters knew about this email before. Why didn't he say something before? Why didn't you send SLED out before? Why wait?
I don't know. The whole thing is utterly disturbing.
He knew the day before.
Yeah.
Creighton Waters knew what the email was, who was going to send it, what was in the email, and even wanted Christine Avery to call him. He knew about it on the 27th. Yet they waited, and I would say because he waited, that to me that says a lot. It's not so much sometimes what people say; it's what they don't say or do. And he didn't do anything about it on the 27th. I'm assuming and I've never heard the defense talk about this, so I'm assuming they didn't know that he knew, and I'm assuming that when he walked into, based off of what Lunashark has said, he walked into that meeting with Judge Newman and went, "You have an email from someone about a juror that's talking? Tell us more."
Right.
When the whole time he knew who sent it, what it was about, and maybe even talked to her on the telephone. I wonder if he told that to Judge Newman. I wonder if he told that to the defense. I've never heard the defense say this before. I've never heard this publicly before until today.
And they say a lot. There are filings that would have been included in had they known, I think.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of Christine Avery getting thrown on the bus, she turns around and looks, and right next to her on the road is who?
Creighton Waters.
Creighton Waters. Creighton Waters.
And how sad.
Yeah, by the way, I reached out to Robert Kittle. He is the public information officer over at the Attorney General's office. I reached out to them yesterday. As you said, they usually turn those around pretty quick.
Yeah.
Crickets. I've heard nothing. I'll read you the email after we're done with this. Yeah. So who called the tenant? Who called SLED to the tenants? Because someone triggered this process. Someone moved the allegation from anonymous email of a pizza worker. Secondhand information, by the way. They call that hearsay in court. To law enforcement action. Who made decision? Who requested information in the investigation? And who authorized the deployment? And who knew the tenants' identities? I mean, I guess maybe Myra told them. How would they know who these people
we
are?
could ask her, and we're more likely to get a response, and an honest response from her than anyone else. But how terrifying.
February 28th still isn't over.
Right?
Eric Bland admits he knows about the email on February 28th, 2023. I'm gonna play you for his own words here. Whoops. No, I don't want to remove that. I'm going to play this. Hold on. So he says, and we'll play it here in a second. It says, there was a note sent to the judge today, and I don't know about, and I do know about that note, Eric Bland said on Surviving the Survivor. Let's listen to him say it.
My heart wants guilty. My heart believes guilty. But I have had enough people tell me that there's one or two jurors that got on there that know the Murdaughs. And then there was a note that was sent to the judge today, and I do know about that note. And it may have been that a juror has made a comment. But, you know, is
we shouldn't have a body count at the end of every day. And
one
Eric
juror
Bland,
strong enough to override 11? I don't think so. Not in that jury room. If there's going to be a hung jury, Pete and Tim, I think it's going to take 4 or 5 jurors, don't you?
Yeah. I think that
Nobody on this panel stops Eric to go, wait, what did you just say? A note that you know about a juror talking? I mean, he just said juror misconduct, and these guys just blow on like nothing happened.
crazy.
So the question is no longer how did Eric Bland, an attorney and media figure, know about the Avery email on February 28th? Because I said that in the book. How did Eric Bland know about the note before anybody else did? And now we know the answer because he was part of the process. Lunashark answered that question publicly when they said that Eric Bland had discussions and relayed them back and forth between Waters and Avery about the exact email the day before she sent it. And for those staying watching from home, that's one full day before Judge Newman found out about said email. And it's become quite apparent in this new timeline that Creighton Waters did not inform the judge about any of this before the judge received the email from Avery. Why in the world are you and I the only people talking about this right now?
I don't know. Is it too messy? I don't know.
Well, I will tell you, it does make my brain hurt putting this article together.
Yeah.
Because there's so much. You got to just start taking all these misinformation posts and putting them all together.
This tangled web has
this tangled web we weave. Maybe that's a new Barry Manilow song.
You should write that one.
I will. I
Okay.
will. Here's the receipts from the exhibits to court. SLED report, email to judge, the jury note, interview, and emails packet. This is all sealed. Myra has tried to get these released in the past. They have not been released. And you know who applauded that?
Yeah.
Matney. she applauded. I think she used the clap emojis when Myra didn't have this
And it was a decision that was made rather quickly.
put out in the public.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't she want Myra? Why wouldn't she want this out?
Right. Are we supposed to be about transparency?
Full disclosure. What is that? This sunlight. What? Could everybody drinks from the same? Jesus.
The sun does not shine on everyone the same way.
Yes. Yeah. Apparently, it doesn't shine in Hilton Head Island. So if you're going to go to Hilton Head, forget about it. Sun doesn't shine there. And according to Crosby, tenants arrive around 9 a.m. This is to court the next day. They remain there for the whole day. They eventually sign affidavits they do not know the contents of because they were sitting in a room by themselves all day long. SLED agent comes in that they had met the night before, or attorney, whomever, and says, here, sign this and you can go. And they're like, what are we signing? And they're like, what you told us last night. So they get out a pen, sign it, and burn out of there as fast as they can because they're probably hungry and thirsty and tired and just want to get the hell out of there.
Yeah, probably have to miss work for that.
Yeah. And then Newman says, I will make this part of the record under seal because of maintaining the confidentiality or identity of the jurors. I will place under seal the court interview. Okay. So the court interview, the affidavits received by the tenants, and both discussions with counsel taking place on the record. And all of that will be made part of the record of this case. And we will bring the juror out to inform her that she will no longer, her services will no longer be needed. We will then replace her with an alternate juror. Any additional comments from the state? Here's Mr. Waters. This is your opportunity, Creighton. I know you're going to say it. I know you're going to say, well, Judge Newman, I actually talked to this person who sent this email yesterday. So, yeah, I knew all about this email. Right? What did he say? Mr. Waters. Not from the state, Your Honor. The two Utes. Remember that movie?
Yeah.
Did you just say Utes? That judge was the old Herman Munster.
That's right.
Yeah. Mr. Harpootlian, Your Honor, we do not accept from your ruling. It says, I just sat through everything you sat through, and it's muddled, but we defer to your judgment. However, I think it's important for you to note on the record, the interviews of those two people were done by SLED agents. One was named a witness in the case, and the other, who is listed in the notes as being one of the investigating officers. Just to note that any SLED, SLED has made another bad judgment in this case. I'm not accepting your ruling. Can we say this whole thing was just tainted? I think Lunashark calls it tinkered. They tinkered with it.
Yeah. Who didn't? Maybe Alex didn't. And I've said this to you before in our own conversations. There are days when I wonder if Alex wasn't the only one telling the truth in that courtroom.
Clearly.
That sickens me. I mean, it does. It sickens me because, well, it was, we have often commented, truth doesn't need your help. The truth's good enough.
The truth does not need your approval to be the truth.
Right. And the truth was enough to get him convicted or not, because it's the truth.
Yeah. By the way, if the Attorney General's office is watching this, I have more solid evidence that will convict 3 people in this particular case than you have that convicted out Murdaugh.
Yes, you do.
If you want to give me one day out at Moselle,
yeah,
and one day, not even one day, half a day, presented it all to you, I will show you who did it, how they did it, why they did it, when, where, how, what, everything. It's all there. It's all right out, hiding right out in the open. Anyway, sidebar on that one. And so interesting to note through the entire trial, the Lunashark team, you see, there's another mistake. I always make Lunashark 2 words. Of Liz Farrell, Mandy Matney, and Beth Braden had posted thousands of times on Twitter about the Murdaugh case. All through the trial, this group mentioned the word juror 50 times. But here's where it gets interesting. This group went radio silent about anything concerning the words jury or juror from Friday, February 27th. That's when Avery came to them, right?
Yeah.
If that was Friday, I'm not sure. But on February 27th to March 2nd, they went radio silent. The only post that I could find about any of the Lunashark folks talking about a jury or a juror with the biggest jury issue in the entire case.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they had some that removed because of COVID and whatever, but this was, alleged misconduct on the day of deliberations. I only found one post, and that was from March 1st, where Mandy Matney at 6:09 p.m., one day before Myra Crosby was removed from the jury, says this on Twitter: "The system depends on people who take an oath as jurors and are willing to honor the oath and make the tough decisions to vindicate these victims, to vindicate Maggie and Paul, who were cut down in the prime of their lives," end quote. And that was Creighton Waters who said that. So for everybody just in context, so we're all clear on what's going on, according to Lunashark, Mandy on May 1st, when she posted this, knew that Christine Avery, one of her Discord members that pays $15 a month to talk bad about people, went to her, went to Liz, went to Eric, went to Creighton, came back to Creighton, came back to, however it went back and forth. Creighton Waters knew about it on the 27th, goes in on the 28th, acts dumb. On the 1st, she writes this at 6 o'clock. Doesn't say, hey, by the way, says nothing. Here's March 1st at 6:50 a.m. Boy, he's an early riser, that Eric. After surviving a survivor note sent to Judge Newman, Eric Bland. Now, granted, again, everybody keep in mind, Eric knew about this. There's another one that's coming up from Mandy. It's really good. But he says, big day closing arguments. This is where the attorneys sum up the evidence and they can argue the jury. Be argumentative. This is when the story needs to be sequential in the argument, be cohesive. And right now, at least 10 jurors' minds are made up. How in the hell he knows that at this point, I have no idea, except, Becky Hill, maybe?
Should anyone know that? Should anybody know what the jury head count is during the trial?
The jurors had notebooks and they couldn't write during the trial, but they could write on breaks. They could write afterwards. They could write when they became, anytime they were in the jury room, they could write, but they couldn't take them home. They left them in the jury room. You know who had access to that?
Well, probably everyone who had access to the sealed evidence. I mean, that's a growing list, I think.
It's a growing list, but the person who has the key to that room is Becky Hill, and her office is just steps away. The same Becky Hill that no one on this planet knows better than Christine Avery. But hey, apparently, according to Lunashark, I'm the troll. I'm the troll that controls Dick Harpootlian and the New York.
Wow.
The New Yorker magazine. That's it. I control them. I'm like this evil puppet master back here singing Mandy songs. Hey, Dick. That's why I call up Dick. I'm like, hey, Dick, I'm about to do a TikTok. You want to hear me sing some?
Oh my goodness.
It's really going to threaten somebody for me singing this here Barry Manilow song.
Yeah.
Anyway. I just can't with these people.
No.
So now on March 2nd, okay, we went through the 27th, we went through the 28th, there is no 29th. We went through the 1st, and now we're on March 2nd, 2023. And Mandy at 9:45 a.m. says this. I have heard that the juror was going around saying that Alex Murdaugh was innocent, but I haven't confirmed that. You remember her posting this? I don't know if you follow her Twitter, but
I don't remember her. I don't remember her posting this. I don't think I was on Twitter at the time, but no,
she goes on to say, Judge Newman confirmed that a juror was removed after the juror had conversations with two people about the case. She's saying that as a matter of fact. They had a hearing about it last night. Did they? How does she know that? That juror was replaced. Okay, Mandy. So go on. Keep going.
Yeah, keep talking.
Keep talking. Oh, by the way, to all my $15 a month listeners, I talked to the person that sent this email. I knew all about this on the February 27th. And I contacted Liz and I contacted Eric, and he contacted Creighton Waters, who wanted Christine Avery to call him and wanted more information. She said that, right?
Yeah.
On March 2nd, 2023? Mandy said that? She told all those people? Sunshine.
Oh, sure.
Sunshine. Cup of justice. What's in that cup? I think
A lot of dictating.
Orange juice. No, she didn't tell anybody.
No, she didn't.
What she said was she heard the juror was going around saying something.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it's much worse today. Today, Liz Farrell insists that Myra was not a good juror because she had made up her mind on February the 18th. Now, I don't know where that fabrication came from, but that's not Myra at all. And Myra has always said that she had not made up her mind.
Yeah, in fact, she told that to Becky Hill when Becky Hill was tampering with her.
Yeah.
She said, "Which way are you on this?" And she's like, "I haven't decided yet. I'm waiting for closing arguments." Becky says, "Well, what's holding you back? What's holding me back?"
Right.
Well, I'm not too convinced about the video down at the kennels. There's no guns. There's no blood. No blood. When I say there's no blood, there's no blood. There's no DNA. There's no bloody T-shirt. That's fake.
Mm-hmm.
Has anything in this trial been real besides Myra?
Very good question.
And
there have been some really good reporters covering it, not from Lunashark, but there were some really good reporters covering it who did not have access to all the information.
Well, I did find out last week that through some text messages and some other things that one of the attorneys who was removed, I guess, or left somehow, Megan Birchstead, she was with the Attorney General's office. She was the one that was prosecuting Paul Murdaugh, and she was on the Alec Murdaugh trial. She was removed. I had found out that she had supplied Fitz News with the criminal file on Alec Murdaugh.
Right. So we have Megan Birchstead. We have Meadors, who after the trial got in trouble for an unrelated, different case, completely different case. Something that had to do with exculpatory evidence.
Oh.
So that's there's three, right? Because now we find out Creighton Waters is involved in this mess with Lunashark.
Well, but Megan Birchstead, she was in. If you go back in time, let's get the flux capacitor back out.
Yeah.
If you go back in time, it makes me think of that Huey Lewis song. I'm gonna start singing again. I hope they don't think I'm harassing them singing Huey Lewis.
Oh, they already know you're harassing them. That's
and
you
so
don't have to speak.
I'm not. Listen, I'm not harassing you. I'm making fun.
No,
of
you're
them.
not.
I'm making fun of them because it's
Okay,
just completely This is completely idiotic. Well, I don't even know what the hell I was going to say. We're going to go back in time to what? Oh yeah, Megan Birchstead. Megan Birchstead was the lead prosecutor in the Michael Colucci case. He is the jeweler down near Charleston who his wife died. They charged him with the Big M. And anyways, that second trial, the judge kicked it because who? David Owen, SLED agent of the year, David Owen, withheld exculpatory evidence, and Megan Birchstead helped him do it.
There's a pattern to how these people behave.
Oh, wow. I mean, listen, don't say that. They're going to get accused of harassing somebody.
Oh, I know. I just hope the voters are paying attention, because if this is what we've seen from the Attorney General's office, do you want that mess in the governor's office? Do you know what the state's going to look like?
Governor? Oh, my God. It's going to be awful. So then Megan gets booted, and maybe it was because she got caught sending Fitz News the file. I don't know. That's why Fitz News had all the breaking stuff. They had the file. They probably had more than Dick had. Dick and Jim.
Oh, sure they did. Sure they did. And once you know, everything falls into place, doesn't it? It's like, oh, well, of course.
Yeah, and then everybody's rooting around trying to be, first exclusive, first to report, exclusive. And then everybody just piles on. So if Fitz News comes out with something, and everybody just grabs it and runs with it.
Oh, sure. Must be right. Let's pattern on a T-shirt.
I'm picking on Fitz News. Could be anybody, but that's how false narratives are created.
Right.
And in the Attorney General's office, they're just sitting back, laughing their ass off, coordinating with media to get the juror kicked off.
Right.
But based on Mandy's own true podcast statement, True Sunlight, my ass. This statement here is 100% false. And I'm talking about he's heard the juror. Because she knew all about it. According to Matney's podcast last week, she knew about the email before it was ever sent to Judge Newman. Mm-hmm. Not only did she know, but she coordinated with fellow podcaster and attorney Eric Bland, who coordinated with Creighton Waters and Christine Avery. I mean, I don't know how many times I got to say this for their idiot listeners so it can get through their head that this happened, and they said it. But let's get to March 2nd, because that's a big day. We're almost through this. Myra Crosby is removed. She requests eggs that were given to her by another juror. She's just such a sweetheart. And an alternate juror is seated. And this is WLCL breaking news. Ooh, a verdict in the Alec Murdaugh trial. Well, that was quick. Everybody's happy. Tinsley's happy. Bland's happy. What did Tinsley and Bland do in July of 2023 after Alec Murdaugh was found guilty? Did they settle? Did they settle all these lawsuits and millions and billions? Maybe not billions, but certainly millions. They settled a lot of lawsuits because he was found guilty of murder. So I got to ask the question, was the coordinated mission now accomplished? Guilty verdict? Maybe. So the new central question for years, I've always said this debate was almost entirely upon Becky Hill, but now these newer timelines create different questions. Who knew the source of the chain of the anonymous email? Lunashark and the AG's office, or at least Creighton Waters. What exactly did prosecutors know? Well, Creighton Waters knew that there was an email. It was going to be sent. This is what it was going to be sent about. And he may have even talked to Christine Avery. Avery forgets to mention that, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Well, what exactly did media know? Well, now we know exactly what media knew, what Lunashark knew. What did SLED know? That's a bigger question. And perhaps the most big of tying this all together is that many of these allegations are not new at all.
No, they're not new.
Because I wrote this 2.5 years ago for Myra's book, Juror 785, and I'll just read you a quick little excerpt from this. Let's talk about the email sent to Judge Newman. I'm reading right from the book, stating something along the lines that I told my tenants that I made up my mind about Murdaugh's guilt or innocence. First, let me state some facts. One of my tenants worked at Domino's Pizza, and they are both good people. Second, the author of the anonymous letter to Judge Newman is Christine Avery. She's got that right. She also worked at Domino's and is not only friends with Becky Hill, And as jurors, we ate Domino's pizza a few times for lunch from Christine Avery and Domino's. So yes, Christine Avery and Becky Hill are friends. According to Avery, right?
Yeah.
No one knows her better than anybody on this planet.
Right.
So Myra's right. Myra and I are right here. On top of being Becky's friend before trial, Christine Avery is a member of the Lunashark. That is correct as well. And their subsequent Discord. If you remember, it was Lunashark who posted private information about his jurors in the public. That's true. Yeah. Nothing seems suspicious here, does it? No. And then Myra says, my husband and I delivered a refrigerator to our tenants on February 18th, and I did not say anything to them about me being on the trial. Hell, I didn't even tell my own son I was on this jury. They did ask my husband if I was on it, and he responded with yes, but she can't talk about any of it. To put it into perspective, this was a worldwide famous trial reaching Australia. Imagine what was going on in little old Walterboro. Needless to say, my tenants were excited about the trial like everyone in Walterboro at the time. And Christine Avery, as I understand it, was also wild about the trial. Also, as a jury, we ate Domino's pizza for lunch on February 17th. And I believe these dates are the genesis of the false anonymous letter to Judge Newman from Domino's pizza worker Christine Avery. She goes on, let's see. And then we all know about Eric Bland talked to Creighton Waters during the Murdaugh trial. That's true. Mm-hmm. She goes on to say, I am not telling you that Eric Bland or Creighton Waters did anything wrong. What I'm saying is the affiliation and subsequent contact doesn't look good from the outside, especially when Bland has a large financial interest in seeing Murdaugh found guilty. Uh-oh. Christine goes on to thank Mandy and Beth, Lunashark, as well as attorney and prosecution witness Mark Tinsley for helping her for the months. For months? Helping her with what exactly? Was it getting me kicked off the Murdaugh jury because her good friend Becky Hill may have decided that I may vote not guilty? This was 2.5 years ago I wrote this, by the way. Yeah. No wonder they've been attacking me. Mark Tinsley not only hated Alex, in my opinion, but he was a witness I watched and listened to. He was the attorney who handed Eric Bland the Gloria Satterfield case, which garnered Bland his clients millions of dollars. The same Eric Bland who works for Lunashark texted and called and spoke with Creighton Waters almost daily. The same Mark Tinsley that donated a lot of money to another Murdaugh witness's GoFundMe page. In my opinion, reading what Christine wrote to Lunashark, she seemed very happy that she turned me in and quite happy that she's helping her friend Becky. And she had Lunashark and Mark Tinsley to thank for that as well. Also, the same Becky Hill who was friends with or knew the jury foreperson before the trial, the same jury foreperson whom I personally saw go into a single bathroom stall with individual jurors. Who does that? Why do that? Was it to have a conversation about the rest of the hearing? I mean, I could go on, but let's just put it this way.
Yeah.
2.5 years ago when I wrote that book, I was right. Myra was right.
That's
and now
this doesn't change.
Lunashark, we're going on an hour and 18 minutes, but I don't care. This is important.
It is.
I told you this 2.5 years ago. It's been true ever since, and they just confirmed it. And the funny part about it is, in my opinion, I think they did it to try to like slam me and others somehow.
Yeah, they think they're slamming you and protecting Tinsley, but really they're showing us what's behind that curtain. And there's no wizard. There is no wizard behind that curtain.
Yeah. Pay no attention to the man behind the green curtain. Remember that? He's like, shuts it. And smoke comes out. Pay no attention.
It just occurred to me too, though, like in what you just said to sum all of this up, that doesn't even include the jury tampering that went on before the jury was seated.
Not even talking about that.
The juror who could not afford to pay his child support and was facing the possibility of having to leave the jury and go back to work, but someone, an anonymous someone, gave him money so he could stay on the jury. Come on. Who hasn't messed with this trial? I mean, that's a lot.
Jim Griffin and Dick Harpootlian. I mean, those poor guys.
You got a point there. And they were demonized.
Those poor guys. everybody was after him. It reminds me of Scarface. Like he's up on top and he's like, "Is this all you got?" And they're, dum, 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 dum. Nail him.
Yeah.
That was Jim and Dick, and everybody's on the whole crowd, the media, the Creighton, the AG's office. Everybody was after these guys, just trying to just knock holes in this thing. God, they wanted Murdaugh so bad. They wanted him so bad. They overlooked the 3 people who actually did the damn thing.
So bad at any cost.
Any cost. Yeah.
That's disgusting to me.
Yeah. I mean, I go on here, but the question is, did a sitting prosecutor possess information flowing through media channels regarding a sitting juror while simultaneously prosecuting the biggest murder case in modern South Carolina history? If the answer is yes, critics argue that history may ultimately remember the removal of juror 785 not as an isolated incident or event, but as the most consequential unanswered questions in the entire Alex Murdaugh trial. And again, somehow you and I are the only ones talking about this.
That's insane.
I don't get it.
Well, maybe it's the harassment. Because if you speak against those people, the Lunashark tribunal, you're going to be harassed.
I see.
I mean, that reminds me, they took another swing at Debbie Barbier today. I hope I'm saying her name right.
Barbier? I think it's French. I think it's a French pronunciation. I don't know. But let's just put on the record here. Parker's is not supplying me with a thing.
No.
Nothing. No. Nothing from nothing is nothing.
And that woman, and I mean Debbie, who is smarter and classier, her little finger smarter and classier than the trio, let me just say, I find it hard to believe that she has time for a conspiracy.
She says Debbie Barbier and Mark Moore did the subpoena. They subpoenaed us based on troll series. They love that word troll. By the way, I'm going to trademark that word troll, and I'm going to trademark that in Good Old Boys, or what is it? Is it the Good Old Boys?
It's Good Old Boys, yeah.
Yeah, Good Old Boys. Trademarked. Yeah. You're going to owe me. I'm going to send you an invoice every time you use it. And tie up distracting at times, terrifying legal battles that they think will ultimately silence us. And let me just get this. I'm going to just make this comment straight. No one is trying to silence you. You are the one that's trying to silence yourself. You don't want to talk. But no one is trying to silence you. What we're trying to do is always set the record straight that you seem to veer off of.
Yeah.
I don't know how to be more. If you don't understand that, and maybe go back to the University of Kansas, see what they can teach you. Says, I don't know. She goes on about Jim and Dick, but basically, I mean, she says that Debbie Barbier is after her because somehow they were responsible for getting their client, Corey Fleming, her client, Corey Fleming, sent and put in prison. Is that what you got out of it?
Yeah, that's what I got out of it. It's
who thinks like that? That sounds like a 12-year-old, for crying out loud.
That's taking credit for a lot when you're not involved in the justice system. So, yeah.
More about trolls. Let me see how many times they use the word trolls.
It's fascinating to me that she does not want to take the stand, fought deposition so hard is what I should say. But the talking on the podcast. Talking and talking. Like you would think
it's too many to count. How many times they use the word troll or troll.
I bet it is.
Anyways, everybody's to blame.
Yeah. And it's not about Mandy. It's not about Lunashark. It's about the truth.
It's always about the truth. And, and that's why I don't know why they always just confuse me on this. Like, I'm just trying to get to the truth.
Oh, they're not confused. They're not confused. I think that's why they've been trying to shut you up from the beginning. You've been asking the right questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. one more thing, because you're probably ready to wrap up, and I know we've been going a long time, but they did spend some time on the podcast talking about the lawsuit, the federal lawsuit filed on behalf of Alex against Becky Hill, and how ridiculous that is, and how unnecessary, and it's just posturing to soften Alex for the next murder trial. No, it's not. It's because SLED did not investigate.
Yeah.
And Dick and Jim need subpoena power. They need to be able to have their own investigation because they cannot wait on the state to do this. It's never going to happen. It looks like, for all intents and purposes, the state was passive at best.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I'm going to take this offline here. Oops.
So, they can make fun of Dick and Jim all they want. Fine, that's fair game. But it's not a ridiculous notion, filing of this lawsuit. It's probably the only way they're going to ever get to the truth about what happened.
Well, but I also think, I don't know. I saw nobody say that Jim and Dick are giving me feeding me information.
Well, yes, they're not feeding me information either. No one is.
Is that I think is that they're doing this to help finance trial 2, if there's trial 2.
Maybe so. But they do need to be able to look into it, what happened. And SLED's taken a hard pass, in my opinion.
Absolutely, they are. Normally, I go out. Anyways, you want to check this out? You go to crimeandcask.com. You can go check it out. You're gonna
poke that bear one more time.
We're gonna poke that bear one more time. We're gonna end today on a fun note. Let's take you back to the stuff. I'm gonna be. Hey, everybody! I'm Casey Gazenblood. We've got a long distance dedication here from Hilton Head Island. Going out to all the Mandys of the world. I don't know how many they are, but let's listen to the sweet sounds of Barry Manilow.
I never realized how happy you made me, oh man.
That's pretty good.
You came and you gave, well, I'll take it. But I sent you away.
If I could sing, I would join you.
I wish I could send her away. Anyways, I have enjoyed this particular episode like crazy. I mean, it's just, you can't make this stuff up.
No.
It's just, this is reality. We've made a lot of jokes and we made a lot of fun, but ladies and gentlemen, this is reality.
It's sad. People are being harassed. People are being treated horribly, and the consequences of that are dire. We kind of have to joke about it.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to. But Barry Manilow.
Yeah.
I can't even. Good catch on that. I'm glad you did. All right, everybody. We'll see you later. Go catch. Both of us are on Amazon. She's got books. She's got the coloring books, which I think is totally cool because you're doing about the Westerns, right? Are you doing something about the
I've got a killer chemistry coloring book that's a companion to the podcast. So if you want to color along.
Coloring books are a big deal, especially adult coloring books. This isn't a coloring book. I mean, kids could do it if you want to, but this is more of an adult coloring book, right?
Oh, yes. It's the Manhattan Project is in the coloring book. It isn't really not for kids.
Yeah.
Not at all for kids.
I think that's cool because, the paint by numbers thing, I know that's getting big, and the coloring books are. It's something for people to do. So check her out on Amazon. Check me out. I'm under Crime and Cask or James Seidel. I've got 4 books out now. By the way, it's always been in the right-hand corner of this episode. Heartbreak on Sandy Run Road. Sales are starting to spike on that. Sales are also spiking on Because Enough is Enough, Myra Crosby's book that I wrote for her. And Alec Murdaugh, Not Guilty by Reasonable Doubt. That thing's going up.
Not bad.
I almost sounded like Nancy Grace there for a second. I thought I said Murdaugh. Murdaugh. All right. I'll see you later. Crime and Cask out. Bye.